Good morning, everybody. Today we're going to be going over our top-down analysis on NQ and the indices for the week. We have market open here in 8 minutes, so I'm going to be trying to be pretty quick here. So as you can see on the daily chart, we're trending lower on NQ, where we create this range. We trade back into the premium of the range, balancing this range, meaning we can start a new phase of price where I would like to see this equilibrium probably tapped into, retraced into, before what I would like to see as either this week's move or this month's move is then a move to sweep out this relevant swing and all these failure swings. I think these are going to be our targets on liquidity for the week. I do think price will have to come back into this internal liquidity, into discount before expanding higher, but I don't really think that price is going to trade all the way into this volume imbalance. I think we'll stay within our premium or discount of the range. From there, we do create a protected swing at this low after NQ swept the low on the daily chart, and then we closed back within the range. On the monthly chart, as we just started a new month, we can see that we have this monthly low, so we would like to trade probably into this low. There's nothing really to look out of there just right now. On the weekly chart, as you can see, we took out that low. ES took out that low. Let's delete some stuff. YM failed to take out that low compared to ES, who did. So we'll be watching that low and seeing how it, not necessarily how it holds because it's not going to hold, but we'll be watching that. Then we're going to hop down onto the 4-hour chart because that's going to give us our intra-week bias because we have this huge bearish fair value gap right here. The price will be trading back into with this pretty normal continuation. Well, what I'd like to see here is, again, I'm taking that equilibrium of the range and price trading back into that discount before displacing higher. We do have like a relevant swing level here, so if price does retrace this level, I would expect it probably to swing the level, sweep the low. On ES, when we look at this level, it's pretty much similar. We have this low within internal range liquidity too. Yeah, so let's see. So that's obviously gonna be a good target. We're gonna move on to YM. YM doesn't have or the low inside of the fair value gap is all the way down here. So you gotta watch that. And then on RTY, what are we seeing? Well, on RTY, we're seeing that fair value gap is right down here. So each one of those, we have that fair value gap, that low inside fair value gap working. We just need price to trade into the level necessarily, but we probably won't. We're looking within this range where we'll probably trade into this fair value gap, right? This would make the most sense. This would make the most sense into this fair value gap. This would make the most sense into this fair value gap, and this would make the most sense into which fair value gap, because it hasn't necessarily even traded into a fair value gap. So let's see, how many points is it to trade from here to where we are right now? It's only 89 points, so it's not that high. So we'll definitely trade to the bottom right here. Yeah, I'd like to honestly even potentially see this ran, but that might be too low of a move for us to come back up. Yeah. So we might see some sort of SMT with fair value gaps, SMT with different swings, right? But we'll see. On the hourly chart, we see price is obviously confirming. Let's see here. Right, price accumulated over Thursday, took out sell or buy side right here, tapped in and then displaced lower into internal range liquidity, and now we're coming back into that relatively internal range. So what we'd be looking here? Well, we would be looking for this to help displace price lower to the downside, to take out these lows, which we'll potentially see after price closes above this level for us to trade higher, right? Because in the end, our goal is higher. I don't know if we'll start that turnaround today, but we'll see. So hopping onto that 30-minute chart, this is where we start to get really intraday. We start to really see our intraday bias. Well, we see we have another range that we want to see how price is able to react to the range. So as we will, we'll take the range right here and we'll see how price comes in when it trades into the level. We have relative equal highs right here. So when we see our driver at 930, what are we looking for? Well, personally, I'm looking for price to trade above this level so we could trade lower, right? Because my overall weekly bias is higher. So I see the first 2 days trading lower, right? Watch how it slowly adds together our bias. Okay. All right, we have market open here in 2 minutes. Right, so as we come into market open, that means I'm going to be bullish off of market open because I want to see us trade above our. Well, these aren't even our London highs if you look at it. So I guess we'll just keep watching, right? I mean, no, those are our London highs. Right. So we have London highs. Price just took out our London lows, and we're coming into that range, and now we're inverse to fair value up sweeping. I mean, this is extremely clear to the upside, other than the fact that we have good wicks to the downside. Yeah, I would be looking for shorts out of here, especially with this V shape. Yeah, I would be looking for shorts, but I don't want to take the first short that I see because it's obviously not a responsiblest move. So we'll just keep watching here, seeing if we inverse the level. Remembering that we're below or above indices open and true day open, meaning that's good for our shorts, right? Because we're above the midnight open, which is a good level to sell. But we're not inversing this level. Remember, I do want to see this level up before our true moves lower today. But yeah, we'll see. There's no forcing of anything here. All right, so we get that huge move out of there like I kind of expected. So 1 minute isn't showing anything inherently too clean, so we'll just hop on that 3 minute. All right, we'll show this too. Yeah, so as I was predicting, this is the relatively bearish one, but I do think price is probably going to come out and take out this high, and what I would think would be to take out indices high. Was this the previous day? Or yeah, seems like it. Alright, so market is displacing from this bullish fair value gap. ES displacing from this bullish fair value gap, but it inversed it. YM, completely different. We're already trading below the low. So I would be looking for a continuation on YM for the 30 minute. Right, I guess we would be looking for this to continue, but to this low, but we already swept below. So I don't know. Yes and no. I would be looking for a continuation. No, because market just opened, so it's kind of like you're looking for that already. You know, like let it chop around a little. Here we're trading under the sell side liquidity, and we have this range. After this one, you could have went short on that wick formation up here, but yeah, that was too much of a wick, especially if price opens up at this level. You didn't really want that. Yeah, but we have bullish SMT here with RTY. So we could just displace lower here and leave this as a protected high. Kind of looking at the possibility of that here with this sort of reaction all giving me that sort of bias. farted. I still think this is gonna in the end displace price a little bit higher. When we hop on silver, we'll go over this real quickly on the 4 hour chart. Um, yeah, we'll be bullish out of here. We're at all-time highs, so you just kind of have to keep being bullish. On GC, we see that we're not at all-time highs, but I do think over the next couple weeks we're just gonna grind there. So what would that look like? Well, that's gonna look like expansion off of these down close candles. So on the 1 hour, well, it's gonna look like we're gonna need a relevant swing. We have a relevant swing level here. We have a failure swing right here. Either of these being swept look good to me, but there are different ideas here. You know, this looks probably the best to be swept to trade higher for me. Yeah. So I would be probably taking shorts out of here. We're getting the longs out of here. Yeah, now we close above this down close candle, so I would expect to see this kind of run the high relatively quickly here. Run this high. That's going to be my target. Yeah, running that high is my target here. Then would kind of move into the next level of price action. Alright, so we run the high. This isn't the London highs that I want to see ran overall. That's only a 40-point move. It's not that big of a move, so we'll see if we can get that or if not. We're seeing retracement into this fair value yet, but I would kind of be seeing that as a continuation on this bullish idea. We have too many failure swings here or just relevant swing levels that I would expect all these to be ran. All right. So as you can see, we see that rejection from this bullish fair value gap, like I expected, because as market opens, we're not expecting fair value gaps to be inverse right away. We're coming in with a positive mindset on how fair value gaps are hopefully going to hold right away. So we're not seeing anything completely right now. We see a sweep of the highs right here. We don't get these external highs swept, just these concurrent highs, and now we see this absolute death candle formed right here. Now, what do you trade outside of a death candle? Well, we're able to trade out of this level would be nice. So I didn't really get into my account in time. I wanted to enter up here, but now that we're all the way down here, so I don't really know. So we'll see. Yeah, so we're seeing that displacement through the level. I would be looking for any sort of retracement to get into this trade, but we'll be seeing here. Right, we're trading under this sell side. We're trading in this indices open and this midnight open. So here is kind of that level where you're going to be like, okay, we're going to need to see some our idea hold. We don't want to see that rejection right now, right? Watching here, we'll probably form this order block. Yeah, so I wouldn't really expect this candle to displace lower, right? When we look on the 30-minute chart, I wouldn't expect this candle to displace lower if we close within the range. I would expect the next candle to displace lower, right? Because this one probably used already most of its wick on the range, which the next one will have the wick to form, and then we can use some of the range to potentially trade lower. This 9 o'clock, 9:30, 15-minute candle. We're going to be bearish out of here, probably, yeah. I don't know if we'll get an entry. This may be a no entry sort of day for us. You know how that is. All right, so as you can see here, we have the 15-minute, 1-minute model forming. Right, as this 15-minute candle sweeps trades higher to take out the sell side. I mean, why do I keep saying that? It's the buy side liquidity. Trading high to take out buy side liquidity, then closing all the way back inside of this range. Well, that's what I would like to see this happen in the next one. Well, where we respect half of this level and we create the wick for this candle within this range, right? Within the range that we're trading in, the red box, which is going to be our premium, it's not going to be our discount. So it really should be like this, right? Where you're expecting this level to hold, to not be traded into, right? We're trading higher now. Watch this. We don't want this level to be traded past. Okay, watch, because we're trading at that level just right now. All right, so you can see it as an invalidation zone, right? Look how price, once we trade through this level, right? Here's the equilibrium of the range, right? This is our equilibrium. Once we close within that level, you can already expect that price is going to trade through. So price trades through. And you see no shorts here, which is good. I didn't enter into shorts because remember we never took out this London high. So that could be the target. Right, so we traded through the external high here in this range, but leaving that original external high open. So I would like to see that traded into. I wanted to see that traded into earlier, so we'll see. All right, so we're coming in to take out this London high right here. So we'll just continue watching. I guess we won't be done here. We'll give it a little more time. right, so we took out the high here. Now I'll be watching for a reaction from it. All right, so that's where we log off today. And as you can see, we save ourselves here because I set a clear if then, right? If price sweeps this high, or I guess it's technically if and then, right? So if price sweeps this high and it manages to displace from it quickly, right? That's one of the key things is I need to see clear rejection from it. Then I will short these failure swings, short to this daily fair value gap, right? We traded above, but then we got that continuous displacement through, in which it leads me to believe that we might use that to continue higher, we might use this to continue, or we might slowly drop down. But I don't think that what we're going to get out of here is a move where we trade it all the way lower. I think that's too high volatility for today. So that's why. Good trades today. So yeah, I mean, good study and overview of the market because we predicted it perfectly.